There's a version of you that you catch glimpses of sometimes. In a conversation where you said exactly the right thing, in a flash of clarity where you thought, yes, that's who I actually am, and this is my purpose. But then something pulls you back to smaller, back to safer, back to the version of you that feels more acceptable. That's playing small, and most of us do it without even realizing. So here's what I want you to understand. Playing small has nothing to do with how hard you work, how much you do, or how many goals you set. It lives somewhere much quieter than that. When you have a vision of the person you want to be, then it usually creates a feeling of happiness, love, power, and purpose. It normally involves helping yourself, someone else, or others, and it conjures up an unmistakable sense of fulfillment. You're left feeling expansive and open. And then, more often than not, another thought arrives and it pivots you straight back into playing small. You might think to yourself, let's not get ahead of myself, or now don't get ahead of yourself, or if only. And let's think realistically now. And just like that, you feel a little bit deflated. But what you don't realize in that moment is this: that expansive feeling, that's your true self. And when you pivot back to reality, that slight contracting feeling, that's your ego trying to keep you safe. But here's the thing, okay? You don't have to follow that pivoting thought, because that first feeling, that expansive, open, purposeful feeling, that's where your power lives. Staying with it, holding it, letting it breathe. That's what I call holding your vision. And holding your vision from within is what produces those small transformational steps. The steps you naturally take, you know, toward becoming your true self. So the next time you catch yourself playing small again, just remember this. Every time you pivot away from that expansive feeling, you prolong your own transformation. So, how do you actually stop playing small from the inside? It starts with noticing. Just that. Not forcing, not pushing, simply becoming aware of the moment the pivot happens. Because you can't change something you haven't noticed. And the moment you notice, there it is. That's the contraction. That's the pivot. Then you have a choice you didn't have before. You can pause, breathe, and choose to return to that expansive feeling instead of following the familiar path back to small. It won't always be easy. You know, the ego is persistent. It's been keeping you safe for years, sometimes decades. It genuinely believes it's helping you. So when it says don't get ahead of yourself, it's not your enemy. It's just an old pattern that no longer serves who you're becoming. And who you're becoming is the version of you that you catch those glimpses of. You know, the one that feels purposeful, expansive, free. That version isn't a fantasy. That version isn't ahead of you somewhere in the future. That version is already inside you, showing up in those flashes, those moments of clarity, those conversations where you surprise even yourself. Your only job is to stop pivoting away from the real you. Because here's what I know to be true: the person who transforms, and I mean really transforms from the inside out, is not the one who works the hardest or pushes the most. It's They're usually the ones who learn to stay with the expansive feeling just a little longer each time, who catch the pivot a little earlier, and who choose again and again to return to their true self instead of retreating to the smaller, safer version. That's the inner work. That's the rewrite. It's not traumatic, not overnight, but just a series of quiet, conscious choices, each one saying, I choose my true self. I choose the expansive version. I choose to stop playing small. If any of this resonated with you today, then come and join us inside the Inner Rewrite. The link is below, and there's also a free guide waiting below called You Are the Experiment. It's a great place to begin. And if this video's got you thinking, then I think you might enjoy the next one. It's all part of the journey of getting to know yourself. See you in the next one.